Hello and welcome to today's episode of Come Back to Yourself podcast. And today's question reads, I realized that for long I have been trying to be someone, like a better version, the confident one, more successful one. So now the question is, will there ever be a point where I can just accept myself the way I am instead of constantly feeling like I need to be better? Yes, it is not in the tomorrow or in the future. Now is the time when you can accept yourself just the way you are. Because that is the whole point. We are here, unique creatures in our own unique abilities, unique way of living life, unique features, unique looks. Everything is so unique about us that we are all blessings here. And that blessing is to just live to the fullest. There is no need to keep improving again and again and resulting in losing your own core. There is no need to compete with someone else or to look at someone else and try to become like them. Yes, it is nice to look at the qualities that they have, to learn from the discipline that they have, to understand the amount of courage that they have. These are the qualities that you can, of course, adapt, but never try to copy the path. Never try to be like them. Never try to look like them. Don't ever try to compete or copy with anyone. This life is given to us just to live and let others live. Then why are we trying to go over a competition? This is a life to first be you. This is the whole concept behind this podcast as well. That let me first be me. Then why are you trying to keep improving? And I know it is not your fault because we have been brought up in a certain way that we have learned a lot of things. I call it the training period because the environment that we born in, the environment that we brought up in, the culture, the society, the neighborhood, the friends, the family, it all has a very big influence in the personality, in the way you live life today. And the moment you realize that how much these influences have impacted you and how much you are not being yourself, you try to start improving. And that is a very great decision to take. But what happened when you start improving? This happened with me recently when I started to work on all the aspects of my life. And I was feeling excited every day to learn a new thing, to adapt something new. But there was a point when I asked myself, do I have to keep improving on everything? And are all these improvements taking me more towards perfection and less towards me? That was the point. That was the question. And that question led me to actually find my core, to actually find what all things are there that are not perfect, but still they make me feel like me. And once I started finding those things that are my core, I clearly defined my core and I accepted myself the way I am. This is the whole point behind the phrase of improvement, behind being like someone else, behind looking at ourselves and thinking that I need to work on something or some or the other thing. I agree with you that improvements are great. Learning is a skill. We can adapt, we can get better. That's all about human life. But in the process, you cannot afford to lose yourself. You are your core self. You are about the intuitions that you get from within you about what you want to do and what you don't want to do. There is nothing about right or wrong, but it is more about the intuition that you get from within you. That is your core talking to you. When in a certain situation, if no one is liking something, but you are feeling good doing that specific task, just do it, because that is your core talking to you. Don't try to fit in. You are not made unique to fit in. You are made unique to be you. And I know it is hard. I know it is just like getting stuck in a hole full of mud. And the mud is everything that you have learned till now. It is about all the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, the way you behave. Everything has created a mud around you in which you are stuck. Now, when you want to come closer to yourself, you first have to detach from that mud. You cannot keep attached to that mud and come out of it. You have to detach from it. You have to pull your legs out of it. And then once you get out of it, you have to come closer to your core. You have to be you. That is the whole point. But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to come out of that mud. And that mud contains the perfection that is making you to always look for the best practices. Because when you tell me that you are trying to improve, you are continuously trying to work on something or the other about you, there is an underneath need to become perfect, to become accepted, to get validated. But you don't need that. You are your own self. And once you accept yourself the way you are, you don't need to validate anyone outside of you. You have to be you, and you have to come out of the mud you are stuck in. And once you are out of it, you have to set your boundaries to come out of that hole that has been holding you for long. And the day you will come out of that mud and ultimately out of that hole, and you will create your own standards, you will set an example to your environment. That would be the day of change. That would be the day when a change in you will change your environment. When you will become the ideal for yourself. When you will feel the courage, the proud for yourself. That is the day we are all living for. The day when you can look at the mirror and say that this is the person I always wanted to be. And you will have your own standards, your own boundaries. But it takes commitment. It takes courage to stand alone. You can never ever depend on someone else about each of your decisions and be you. You can never. You will always remain dependent on them. But the day you choose yourself, the day you say that I'll become myself, the day you will say that I will take decisions for myself, I am open for the consequences. That would be the day when you will start pulling your legs up from that mud you are in. It will take multiple attempts, not just one, because you have learned a lot of patterns for years. You can't do it all in one day. But when you consistently try to pull your legs out of that mud, consistently pull yourself up, and consistently start creating boundaries to come out of that hole as well, that would be the day you will meet your own self. And that would be the day you will not look for someone else to be like them. Universe created us, all of us, very different. So let's celebrate ourselves the way we are. And I know that here within this discussion you have multiple questions that you want to talk about, you have multiple counter things that you want to discuss, and to discuss all of that, I have created a private community that is called the Come Back to Yourself community on WhatsApp. So if you want to talk about your realizations, or you want to ask some questions, or you want to look at other people's opinions, then you can join the community, and I'll attach the link for you in the description box below. With that, let's come up with another question and another answer with another realization to change the way you look at life and to change the way you live life. So now it's time for you to let you first be you. See you in the next episode.